Yeah, let me know if you can see my screen. Okay. I think we can start now. Yes, somehow this part has problem. I have to really quit this one. Okay. Good evening and good morning from Beijing and good evening from New York. And my name is David Pan and I am the director at Youth Coding Innovation Club. Some of you probably joined our club for a while. Like I know Jason since 2017. I know Yuan also since 2017. And tonight we will host this seminar, not really like a real seminar. Instead, it's more like a summary meeting. This is our first summer coding group meeting, and we will give you a chance to see different program coding using Scratch, using Python, and we have two volunteers here, Jason Law. Yeah, would you please introduce yourself a little bit, Jason?
Sure, yeah. I'm Jason Liu. As David said, I first met him in 2017, and I'm going to be a senior in high school next year.
Okay, great. And we have another volunteer is Yuyan Liu. Yuyan, would you please introduce yourself a little bit?
I'm Yu Yang. Not quite sure what to say, but I'm going into 9th grade next year.
Great. Okay. Yeah, I really appreciate both of you to serve as a volunteer here. I know you have a very busy schedule. Fortunately, it's the end of the semester, so start of the summer. So hopefully you have a little bit more free time. And let's introduce our club a little bit. Most of you probably know our club, but just in case you're the first time joining our club activity, our club was really original, started by a couple of parents, include Jason's dad and I, we know each other for years. And in the last 6 years, we have club member expand to over 460 students. And we have the parents coming from different states, include mostly, of course, it's New York, but some parents is from New Jersey, Texas, California, Illinois, actually I forgot the Michigan. And we have some parents from the foreign country like Singapore, from China, different area of China, Shanghai, Nanjing, and Shenzhen, I also forgot mention over here. We have our own advisory board, and so we have some of these professors, professionals, teachers from different industry fields, and we have our volunteer team like Jason and Yuan that contribute their free time. So really appreciate all of this advisor and also the volunteers. If you want to know more about our club, you can check our club's website, YCIC, that means Youth Coding Innovation Club. .club, not .com. So that's a very unique name. If you go over there and you can check and find out. YCIC.com. Yes. Okay, so this is our website. Yeah, you can find all kind of news, contest, curriculum, project, and we have other clubs associated with us. We will list them over here. Just in case you have interest in, you can check our website. So what's really this coding club for? I started to have this idea back to last year. In the end of last year, I discussed with a couple of parents, and they are really expressed their concern about most of these parents have kids in our club, and they take the class. Some of this self-study, like very typically, Jason take one class, but he mostly self-study and doing a lot of projects. So do Yang, right? So both of the boys are really very smart and very dedicated. So they are really learning and practice a lot. But not every kid is the same. So some of these parents tell me that their son or daughters really learn something, but in the end, it looks like they don't really know how to program. So anytime they ask them, do you still remember how to code? They are really struggle. So they don't really know how to put together a project. That's why I think that there's a weak link here. So they take the class, they finish some of this project, but unfortunately, they do not really continue practice. Just like you are learning the music instrument or you are joining the sports team, I'm so sure if you don't really practice piano, even just after about 2 months, you lost a lot of your skill. You have to coming back to practice and pick up again. So do here. Programming skill set, it's just like music instrument and sports. They really require the practice. That's why we start this coding group for this summertime. At least we will host the group discussing, and we will release the program topic or theme, set up the deadline for that. After that, we host a summary meeting, just like what we'll host tonight. Basically, we have 3 different groups. So just in case you are just new in this meeting, you probably know which group you belongs to. We have the beginner group. Okay, I have to emphasize that this coding group is not really the place to learn from zero. So that means if you don't really know the coding, you come here probably will be a little bit struggle. I don't really promise you will understand everything what we are present here. You're welcome to audit the meeting, but unfortunately, we are not really here to teach you the very basic stuff. So we'll go through the projects, but we do not really teach you very fundamental stuff, just because that's not a class. This is really the place for you to get the idea, start practice. You can exchange the message on Google Classroom, like we have the different Google Classroom for different group. This is the intermediate coding group. This is a beginner coding group. We also have a hardware coding group. Yeah. So we have 3 different groups. Beginner group, it's really assume you already know the Scratch and Blockly programming, something like the very beginner. And intermediate group, assume you know Python or Java. And hardware group, it's not really a very clear separation from the beginner group, because the hardware mostly depends on what kind of language you are using. So you can use Scratch, something similar to Scratch. I will show you the demo later. Or you can use Python or even Java or C, C++, as long as you know how to code with the hardware. Like this one, I'm sorry, this is MBOT. It's a very typical hardware we use for programming. We also have something like the Hello Code board, something like this. This is another coding board, and it has its own battery. So I will show you a little bit about that. Okay, so the first project or the theme we are really focused on is the Father's Day gift. Let's try to do a little bit of the inactive here. Please put in the chat, how many of you have a gift or some sort of gift to your dad over the Father's Day? Okay, I put the chat here. If you don't worry. If you do, you are proud and you can raise your hand. Okay, I can see the smile from Yu Yang, so you don't have, okay. Oh, Sophia, you have a picture for your dad and me. That's great. Okay, that's very cool. So Yeah, it's not true like Mother's Day. Most times the Father's Day has been forgot, and even the dad by itself, we don't really pay much attention to Father's Day, but actually Father's Day should be the time for kids and father to at least communicate, right? We don't really expect you give us a gift, but I expect my son to give me a hug and say Happy Father's Day. That's it. So I have this idea. If you can create a coding project, show your appreciation to your dad, give him a real surprise, right? Your dad may not really looking for this kind of gift, but if you can show him some sort of program uh, as a gift, that will be a really big surprise. Okay, let's move on. So we have 3 different groups, and tonight we will show you 5 different projects. And I know at least one of the students finished his own project, so we will show at least 6 different projects. We will start from the beginner level first, then move on to Python, that's intermediate level, and then end by the hardware group. So that's really about hardware project. Okay. I really appreciate Yuyan and Jason. Each one of you will demo 2 different projects. One is Scratch project, another one is Python project. So let's start from Jason first. I stopped sharing, and Jason, you can share your screen and give us a demonstration of the first project, of course, first Scratch project, and probably explain a little bit about how this project was put together. How about that?
Okay.
Hello, Jason. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me stop sharing and you can share your screen.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just show the project first and then I'll stop and explain it.
I love you, Dad. Happy Father's Day. 我爱你，爸爸。父亲节快乐。I love you, Dad. Happy Father's Day. 我爱你，爸爸。父亲节快乐。
Okay, so basically it's just like a person, which is called a sprite in Scratch, just moving around to different locations, and then we make it say Happy Father's Day. Should I show the code?
You probably should show them what the code looks like and explain a little bit.
Okay, so every Scratch program starts with this block called when the flag is clicked. So that's this flag. And that's basically how you start every Scratch program. And then these are both forever loops. So it'll keep repeating forever. These blocks, the glide 1 second to X and Y coordinates, that's like this person moving. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but like when you run the program, you might have remembered that the person was moving. And then this part over here just this part over here makes the program say these words.
That's very cool. So what's that speak really used for? So is that something you pre-record, or that's something sort of text to speech?
Yeah, it's text to speech. You just type in here whatever, and you could make it say whatever you want.
That's very cool. I also see they can change the language to Chinese, right? So the second part is really Chinese language,
yeah,
and you can change to multiple different language.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very cool. Okay. Would you please demo one more time so we can see how it works over here?
Yeah.
I love you, Dad. Happy Father's Day. 我爱你，爸爸。父亲节快乐。I love you, Dad. Happy Father's Day. 我爱你，爸爸。父亲节快乐。
Okay, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Anybody have any idea about how to enhance this project? You can put in the chat if you feel too shy to speak out. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Looks like, yeah, this is a very interesting project. Yeah, thank you, Jason. And yeah, you can stop sharing and I will ask Yan to show the second project. Yeah, Yan, you can share your screen now.
Hold on one quick second.
Sure.
All right. So here is the Father's Day project. I'm gonna play the video for you quickly so you can see what it does. So you can see there's a heart moving, and then there's a ballerina sprite jumping and saying Happy Father's Day.
Cool. That's very cool.
Right, so next slide. So we can see that in this project, there's two different sprites that are moving. So there's the heart sprite, and there's also the ballerina sprite. So let's take a look at each of these sprites. So the heart sprite, when it's activated, it will loop forever, and then it will just glide to 4 places over and over again. Right? And then the ballerina sprite, it'll loop forever as well. It'll say Happy Father's Day, go to the next costume, and then it'll wait 5 seconds before looping all over again. So that's really what all this project does. You can see the ballerina's costumes here. You can see them in order.
Oh, that's why they're constantly like dancing, right? That's very interesting. Yeah, it has multiple costumes, and then you switch from the first one to the last one and loop around, and then it looks like she's dancing and change like this. That's very interesting.
Yeah, so you can see the finished product right here. All right, that's that.
Okay, that's very cool. And yeah, let's say if we want to make some enhancement for either one of this project, anyone have any idea about that? Okay. Yeah, don't be shy. You join this group is because you have interesting to learn something, right? And we don't really try to give you a definite answer. And
all right, so I was thinking maybe you could add in some like user interaction. So maybe it would be like a button and it would say like, hey, click me, and then you would just click it, and then the program would like do something like maybe like say click me, and then it would probably say like Happy Father's Day or something like that. So maybe we could, so what I'm saying is that the user has to actually do something in order to make it work. So like it won't just like go on automatically. That would be kind of just like a video. We could like, I don't know.
That's very cool. So you say you can add more interactive, right? So it's, yeah. I probably, if I am that, I probably like to see my figure, I mean, in the project. So they will show me some sort of the image over there, if that's possible. I know you can put the picture as a sprite, right? So you can create your dad's picture over there, maybe some sort of more customized picture. Okay, so that's very interesting. Okay, yeah, let's move on. I know at least one of the students finished the project. I'm not quite remember whether it's in the intermediate group or it's in the beginner group. Just please raise your hand and let me know. Yeah, I may not remember that. Are you able to see my screen? Hello.
Yeah, I can see it.
Do I share my screen correctly?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now let's move on to the intermediate group. It's really the Python-based project. Here again, we have two different projects. One is Love My Dad calculator, and another one is the Father's Day heart. And so I will ask Yuan to share his screen and show us the first project first. I'm sorry, this is not correct. This should be Father's Day hot. Father's Day hot. Okay. I stop sharing my screen, and then Yang, you can share your screen again. Yeah, the font is kind of small. Yeah, if you can make it bigger, great. I do not hear your voice. Yang, are you speaking?
I was muted. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're mute. Okay.
Yeah, awesome. So here, let me go back a bit. So I'm gonna split this code up into 5 chunks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each of these will do different things, and these will combine to like draw something. So I'll take a look at the starting code here. This will import the turtle package, and then it's going to create a new turtle and assign it to the pen variable. All right, let's take a look at the curve function now. So when this will be called, it will be for 200 times. It'll move right and then turn 1, so it sort of like makes a curve like that. Let's take a look at this heart now. So I've attached images here so you can see what the program is doing at each step. So we're going to set the pen fill color to red. We're going to tell the turtle to begin the fill. We're going to sort of like turn left 140 degrees and move forward, so that like forms like the bottom line of the heart. We're going to draw a curve, so you can see like half of the heart now. It's beginning to form. We're going to draw the other curve. We're going to move forward so to complete the heart. And then we're going to end the fill, which then it's now red. So let's look at this text function here. So this is a function called text. It will tell the turtle to stop drawing because we're going to move it to -6895. We're going to start drawing again. We're going to set the color to light green. And then we're going to write "Love My Dad" at Verdana bold at 12-point type on the screen. And then to combine this all together, it's going to say draw the heart first, then write the text, and then hide the turtle. So that's all this program does, and you can see the final result. It's sort of like a heart, and as the text "Love My Dad" in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's a very cool project. Yeah. Do you ever have a chance to show this to your dad?
No.
No, okay. Yeah, I think you are too shy to do that. Don't worry. Yeah, your dad knows that. Okay, so any question here, we can ask Yang. Yes, it's really a very interesting project. And or any suggestion we can change. Of course, one of the very easy changes that you can change the text, right? So love my dad. Next time you can change that to love my mom, love my grandpa, anything you want to love, right? So that's a very nice project template, I would say. You can use for different occasions, right? So anybody have any suggestion here about this project? Or if you want to make the enhancement, what you were likely to do? Please, don't be shy. Speak out or type in the chat. We are here to share the idea and try to show different project, a different possibility of enhancement or add something extra. So yeah, it's not really only one project say, okay, that's the only way you can do it, right? Okay. Can you make a game next time we meet up, Jason? That's a question to Jason. And this is Yuan. Of course, Yuan can also answer your question. Yeah, definitely we will try to make the game, but you know, the complex game require a lot of time. So we probably can create some small game, right? So yeah, we can try it. Can you guys team up? Oh, you want to make some real games so you can become famous of that. Yeah, discuss that in the Google Classroom. If you want to start build your team, I assume you are in the intermediate coding group. So I see your name here, Andy, right? So you can say, oh, if you want to join me, I have an idea, but I don't really know how to do it. That's perfect fine. Present your idea and maybe even draw a couple of like the scratch, like the sketcher. So you say, okay, this is a character I want to show in my game, and this is something I want to create. Yeah, that's perfect fine. Okay, so let's move to the next Python project. It will be presented by Jason. It's Love My Dad Calculator. Jason, would you please share your screen?
Yeah. Okay. So this is basically kind of like a calculator for how much you love your dad. And so the first thing is from data import questions, which is this file right here, and it imports the questions variable. And basically for each question that there is in that file, it prints out the question and the list of answers. And then you could choose from that list of answers, and then for every question based on which answer you chose, it'll add a number to like the number that represents how much you love your dad. So basically the higher the number, you love your dad more, and the lower the number, I mean, yeah, you would probably you would get the idea. So I could run it right here to show you guys what it looks like. Let me just make this bigger.
Okay.
So you could see the question is, how often do you say I love you? And there's three choices. Choice 0 is yeah,
Go
choice 0 is every day. Choice 1 is never. Choice 2 is sometimes. So if you do like sometimes, it'll add on a number to your how much you love your dad. It's hidden until the very end. So once you answer all the questions, it'll show you that number. So the next question, did you give a gift on Father's Day? Let's say you did, right? You would enter 0. And then how often do you play your dad? Let's say you play sports with him, right? So that's choice 0. And then at the end, it says you'd love your dad this much, and then followed by a number. And the number changes depends on what you answered for each of the questions. And so the higher the number, the more you love your dad.
Would you please explain a little bit about how this number was calculated?
Yeah. Okay, so over here. So before you ask any of the questions, there's a variable called total, which starts at 0, right? So that's the minimum. And then every time you choose an answer, it'll get the love number from the question's answers response. So this is like basically accessing a dictionary and a list, right? So it goes to the questions variable and it accesses the answers key. I mean, not the answer, sorry. Yeah, the answers. So in each question, it accesses the answers key, and the answers key is a list. And then if the number that you choose is the number index in the list. So like if you chose 0, then that's index 0, which is this. And then it gets the number from the love key. So like once you get that number, let's say it's 500, then you add it to the total. And then at the end, after it asks all the questions, it prints out that total. And so you could see the number.
So how about we break down one step by step? Let's try it one more time. Just give them the visualization, how this number was add up. How about that? So we can answer the question, first question, then we know how much point we get. Or maybe we can enhance a little bit. So show them at each step how many points we add on.
Okay. Yeah. So for the question, how often do you say I love you? If you answer every day, you get plus 500. And if you answer never, it's just 20. And then if you answer sometimes, then it adds 100 to the total. And then for the next question, did you give a gift on Father's Day? Yes, it adds 400. No, it adds 0. So it doesn't change at all. And then I hugged him adds 100. And then for the last question, if you answered I play sports with him, you add 400. And if you spend time with him, it adds 200. And if you don't play with him at all, then it just adds 10. So as you can see, the choices where you show that you love your dad more, it gives you many more points. So it gives you a higher number.
Oh, that's very interesting. So anybody have any question here? Actually, I have question, but I will hold on and wait for some other boys or girls to ask question first. Yeah, please try and see if you have question here. Okay, I have my question is that seems like this one is very flexible. So I think you can add more question and answers here, right?
Yeah. This is just what I came up with.
Okay, that's
But
great.
you could definitely add more questions and answers if you want to.
Okay, that's very interesting. Can we play with group of kids here? So we are here so we can try it and we get the answer from different kids, and then we can probably try to make the calculation of that. Just play a little bit here so we can repeat this. Yeah.
Okay.
You could add negative. Yeah. Okay, come on. that that's a little bit embarrassed.
Yeah, I just did 0.
Okay. Yeah, I think 0 is the worst you can get. Okay. I think Ian may be right. If you are really did something so badly, it's possible to be negative number, but okay. Anyway, we start by 0 first. How about we repeat running this program at least one more time, so we have other kids we can participate and we can play this game a little bit, right? Okay. Yeah. Whoever want to answer, please shout out. So how often do you say I love you? Yeah, don't be shy, and we are really here to play the game. So sometimes, okay, 2. Yeah, Sophia says sometimes. The second question is that, do you give a gift on Father's Day? Any other answer? I think at least 0. Okay, Kevin, you are very honest. Okay. You don't really even realize that 0 means yes, right? 0 done. Oh, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so how much gave you? Kevin have no money. Okay. 2. Yeah, I think 2 is probably most of you will do. Okay, and the third question is that how often do you play with your dad? I really like one girl answer this question because I know boys play with that much often because they are more actively get involved with each other. But
I'll play with him.
Yeah, I really like to see if any girl every day, Sophia. That's very cool. Okay.
Not a girl.
Okay. We don't really have the everyday answer.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, but okay,
But
we can say 0, right? So at least that's the best point you can get. Okay, so you have 900. So yeah, you are very good. I think you have very high score. And yeah, I'm surprised to see Andy, Kevin, you have the gift to your dad. Okay, I don't really receive any gift from my boy, so that's very sad. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, that's a great demonstration, and so do Yuan. Yeah, you did great job to demonstrate that. I know at least one student finished the project. Please shout out and let me know if you are here, you want to demonstrate your project. I forgot who finished that project, but anyway, I try to figure out. Father's Day gift. I remember it's Kevin, right? Kevin, do you finish one of the project which you want to share with us? No? Okay. Yeah, I get from one of the parents, and I don't really know. Okay, anyway, if nobody really answer that, that's okay. This is our first project, so I guess most of you probably don't really have much time, especially only about 4-5 days to prepare for that. Okay, and I will share the last project, which is a hardware-based project. I'm sorry, this is not Python-based project. It's an MBlock-based project. Okay, and I assume some of you know that, but most of you probably don't really know that. So don't worry about that. I will show the project with more details. When you see it, you probably will say, oh, geez, that's so easy. Looks like it's just Scratch. Okay, sorry. Why I have so many windows open? Okay, let's see, where's my project? From my computer, okay. Okay, this is the Father's Day project. Okay, so if you see here, I have two different pieces of hardware. This is a hello code board, which is a programming board, and it supports the Python, also support MBlock. This is MBlock. MBlock, it's really derived from the Scratch 3, MBlock 5, I mean. And so it's very similar in user interface, but one of the key differences is that they support a lot of different hardware. Like you have the MBot you can support here. This is MBot. So if you see this is a small robot car. And they can also support a whole lot of other hardware. So I just list a few of here, just like the hello code board. And in case you know what's Raspberry Pi, and they also have the MBot Ranger. They also have the microbit. I know somebody used the microbit. Arduino have different. Arduino have the Arduino Mac 2560. Also have the Arduino Micro. So that's a very small, tiny one. And Narrow. I think Narrow is the smallest one. This one is kind of small, but not that. They also support this drone. So yeah, they have a lot of possibility. They can use to code for different hardware. I will show you how this one works. I don't really start from beginning because I have limited time, but this is pretty much like the Scratch. Instead, this is really when the hardware, when this one was start. So when I turn this on, you can see this blue light flash. So that means they are start to communicate. And let me make this smaller. They will wait onboard button was pressed. So when, I'm sorry, when this button was pressed, they will start. I know it's a very childish sound, but anyway, it's just a demo. Okay. Actually, I know it's a little bit long, but anyway, you can see each of these nodes was really playing from the onboard MIDI. It's not MP3 because you can hear the quality is not that high, but it's good enough to demo it. And you can see the node and you can see the beat. So that's a core of how to make the short node, play the node with the beat. And you can put together as a picture or as a music. Also, I have created another Panda. This will speak out something for your dad because when you playing this, your dad probably think you are really play by yourself, and you want to show your initiation to your dad. So this is where it comes. And I will have the connection here. I will show you from here. Okay, so you can, first of all, you need to hook up from this side. So this is really where you can connect to the MBOT. Sorry, this is too big. And then you can make the connection. Oh, why it's always so big? Gee. So you can make the connection here. You can choose a common port, but for me, it's only one, so I have no other choice. So it's connected, and then you can upload. This one upload from here. This one upload will take a short while because it's not a very complex coding. But if you have a big project, it will take a while. And after that, it's a little bit tricky. You move to a live. So this Panda will work with this robot. So I can start from here and I can press button. Okay, so that's pretty much how it works. It has a hardware. It also has the sprite over here, which can play on the inside the IDE. Inside the edit. So this one is individually separate from here. Of course, you can make this project to be more interactive. So you can ask the Panda to send message and this receive message, or this send message, Panda receive message. It's all kind of different possibility. If anyone joined our class in the hardware class before, you probably still remember that. I don't assume you remember everything, but just in case. Okay, so this is really my project for the hardware group. It's a small but interesting project. It's Little Star Music. Hopefully next time you can show your project here, and yeah, we can find some better idea to make it works for different theme. Okay, so here's the summary. So what we were doing is that all of this project will be posted on the our club's GitHub page. So I show you how it looks like. This is our GitHub page. This is our first project, Father's Day gift. So we post all of this source code over here. We have the Father's Day present, and this is a Scratch project. And I forgot to put the name over here, but I will change that. So I will give the credit back to Yuan and Jason. And love my dad calculator. Of course, this is my original coding, and then Jason, you are welcome to update this one. I can give you the credential if you want to access it. And then have another one. This is a hardware project, Little Star Music, and this one is a Father's Day Heart, and this one is another Scratch project. And if you have your own project, please share with us in the Google Classroom. So we will collect your code and we will post over here associated with your name. You have chance to finish the Python project or Scratch project or MBlock project or any other project if you want. So I really want to see your project will be posted over there, and you can interactive with other bodies in the Google Classroom. I see Ray answered a couple of questions. That's great. And each time you have question, you can send the question and try to find the answer over there. Next time, I hope at least one or two of you can share your project and demo your project, just like what Jason or Yuan did. You don't really have to be so fancy. You just show them what's result and give them the explanation of what's the idea, why you want design like this, or what's the structure. For example, for the Python, you have data structure, right? And for Scratch, you don't have that much structure, but you have the idea you want to present. Yeah, just remember you need to join the Google Classroom so you have chance to discuss with other bodies and with our volunteers, with me, and we have chance to coming together to finish some of this very cool project. Okay, so now it's the time to release the next project. So July 4th is less than 2 weeks. Yeah, almost 2 weeks. So we have the project for the American holiday, and July 4th happens to be a holiday, but you are not really limited to only say I create a project for July 4th, because July 4th is for firework, for barbecue, for these stars. But if you want, you can create some other holiday based project. So celebrate any other holidays, okay? And try to put your thought in Google Classroom. If you finish the project, we can see it. If you have any question, you're welcome to send email to info@ycic.club, and we're here to answer your question. Okay, so now it's the last one. Anybody have any question here? Oh, anyone have some? Okay, let me see chat. I forgot the chat. I should have the chat here. Why I didn't able to see my chat? Is my chat here? Okay, it's here. Sorry. Okay, do you need to get any hardware for the coding? Yeah. To answer this question, is that any hardware is okay. If you ever have the hardware like a Raspberry Pi, Arduino, or Microbit, any hardware you can code with, it's fine. We don't have a limitation of the hardware here. Of course, I have more experience on MBlock, so like this MBOT and Hello Code board, I have a lot of experience. That's why I show you this project as demo, but it's not really limited to this. You can really use any hardware. Yeah, some of this hardware is very inexpensive. Like this one, I show you the whole package. Yeah, this is the whole package, and they have a lot of stuff inside. It's about $40. You can buy it from Amazon. And yeah, I strongly encourage you to try it. It's not that challenge. You will learn a lot of very fun stuff. Yeah, that's a very good question. Thank you, Michael. Can you send the link for the Google Classroom? Oh, Jen-Lin, you can ask your parents to get the Google Classroom code. So you can join the Google Classroom using the code. I answer here. Join Google Classroom using the code posted on WeChat group. Yeah, please ask your parents to get that code, and yeah, you should able to join the Google Classroom using the code. I can show you what that code looks like, but it's not super clear here. Yeah, something like this. This is intermediate coding group, so this is the code, and this is the hardware group, and this is the code. And here is the beginner group, and this is this is a code. So yeah, different group have its own code. Yeah, that's a good question. Okay.
Can you like type it in the chat, the codes?
No problem. Let me try to do it. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, intermediate group. Okay. I copy this. This is the media group code to join. Okay, this is intermediate group. And this is why I have two hardware group. Jesus, I should have one, it's a basic beginner. Okay, so this is a beginner group. If you can see, this is a beginner group. Oh, thank you, Yuan. Thank you for sharing that. And we have a hardware group. Sorry. Yeah, hardware group. Okay, so you have all of this code in the chat, and you're welcome to join. Yeah, just like what I said, we are not here to teach you how to code from the beginning. You need to understand very basic stuff. Of course, you can ask the question, especially something like the hardware or the intermediate. You probably don't have much of this advanced knowledge. But in general, we don't really here to teach you from step by step. Instead, we show you how the project was break down. Just like Vian showed you, okay, that project was break down into 5 different parts that have 2 different function, and then they call the function one by one, and how you design that. Like what Jason said, the data is separate from the main. So the data you can change, it's very flexible. And then the main, you in general, you don't really have to change the main. So it's really separate the data from the main body. Okay. Yeah. So it's our first meeting. I really appreciate all of you. And our goal here is try to inspire more kids to participate in the activities. We just need to learn something. And very, very important is practice. Even you see Yang and Jason show you the code looks so simple. You say, oh, geez, I can make that. It's easy. But believe me, you can make mistake. A lot of times, learn by mistake is the best way. Okay, so any other question? We have 1 more minute to hang around here. Okay, I still remember this one student project. Unfortunately, I cannot. Who can we ask if we get stuck during the coding? Post on Google Classroom. So we try to ask the help from each other. If you have question, Yuan, Jason, and I, and also other kids is here, we try to answer your question, help you out. Yes. Okay, any other question? Yeah, in general, Google Classroom is the best place to communicate from find your body. If you think, okay, I'm too lonely to start coding by myself, I really need to find another body. It's okay. You post your question over there, say, who want to join me? I have an idea. I want to create project, but I don't feel like to do it by myself. It's okay. You can join the group with other bodies, and you can build a small team. Sometimes you probably find your friend over here that have the same kind of game you play together. That's okay. Sometimes it's not really for the schoolwork, right? So you can have fun. Okay, find your team, post your idea of the project, try to finish the project. Again, I strongly encourage you to finish the project. It's very, very important. Practice, just like you go to swim, you go to practice piano, violin, and you have the group practice soccer, baseball, basketball, right? Do you ever see you can grasp the skill without practice? It's almost impossible. So please try to practice, and then remember we have the new, okay, here. We have the new project topic, American holiday. And any holiday is okay, not really only the setting for the July 4th. So try to finish the project. Of course, the deadline I forgot to put here. The deadline is July 5th. So one day of July 4th is the deadline. And after that, we can wrap together and try to host another meeting as summary. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. If you have questions, you're welcome to post on Google Classroom. And if you have any suggestion, let us know. Don't be shy. No question is stupid. The smart boys and girls ask stupid question, and then they become smarter. So everybody is just learning from the mistake. So don't be shy, say, oh, I don't really know the answer for that stupid question. No, you are perfect fine. We are always learning from the mistake. Okay. And most likely nobody really know who you are. So why you care so much, right? Okay, thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to see you guys soon. And you have a great weekend. Bye.
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 Hold on.